Mercury goes retrograde. Welcome, fire signs, to your Mercury retrograde reading. This is for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, your sun, moon, and your rising. So today is February 24th, and Mercury is scheduled, to go retrograde on the 26th of February through March 20th. But we're going to feel the effects of this all the way till the end of March. So March is going to feel like a very long month. But that's okay, right? We have what we need. And this is fine. I just want to give you a little insight, our fire signs. This is not the time to get reckless and get frustrated because things are not moving forward. This is the time to use the energy of Saturn, which is now in Aries, to build the plan so you can direct your passions toward your future in a more logical pattern, in a more direct way, building a great foundation for your future. So, but don't be surprised if things get hung up a little bit. So we know Mercury goes retrograde. Our communication skills tend to get lost. Transportation, travel tends to get delayed or canceled. And our technology tends to break down, but that's okay. Maybe it's just asking you to take a pause and take a step back and use this time to review what's going right and what changes would you like to focus on, to release, right? To release patterns from the past that are just keeping you stuck and stagnant. And rediscover who you are and who you are building yourself up to be. Right? For now, there may be, for a lot of us, unresolved issues from the past, right? They may come to the surface. So that's a little bit of shadow work, and that's fine. You take a look at it, you see what it is, and what is it trying to teach you. And this is not about opening old wounds, right? This is not causing you more heartache. On the contrary, it's meant for you to heal that part of your past, to see just how far you've come, and realize what you're ready to move forward to. What dreams of yours are you ready to move forward to? So use this time again to renew, to release, to rediscover yourself. And let's get into your reading. Let's go into, hello Aries, how are you? Happy Mercury retrograde. I know Aries is taking on a lot of responsibility right now, carrying two major planets of Neptune and Saturn, planet of dreams and structure. And then you have the passion and the trailblazing energy of Aries. And it's a lot, Aries, but that's okay. We have the Moonology deck, and we have the Sun and Moon Tarot for you. So let's see what the Moonology deck holds for you. Full Moon in Libra, find balance, right? Especially you're carrying a lot right now. So trying to find balance, even if that means taking a step back right now, Aries, and taking a step back in order to find balance and harmony in your life. So let's see what the Tarot holds for our Aries friends. And again, this is the Sun and Moon Tarot. And Tarot, what do you hold for Aries during this Mercury retrograde? Because it's a lot. But maybe it's time to slow down. Maybe our fire signs have had so much anticipation and they're so ready for release that maybe it's just take a moment to pause before we go forward. You have three cards face down. One card face up is the Two of Cups. So again, balance and harmony, making aligned choices and decisions, right? Not rushing into your choice, but realizing that with choices you make now, and you have Nine of Cups, what choices you make now are the choices that are going to determine the path of your future. And and that's pretty great, right? Okay. Seven of Cups, Five of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. We will stop it there. That's 10 cards. Ten of Pentacles on the root of the deck. So the root of your deck is stability. It's security. It is knowing that, seeing the fruits of your labor for everything you've worked for. But let's see. Let's pull over all your cards. King of Cups, Princess of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Prince of Cups. You have Wheel of Fortune. You have Sagittarius energy. So you have your fellow fire sign of Sagittarius here to help you along. So Sagittarius is like the big sister, right? Sorry, my foot is stuck. To Aries. So no, call on your big sister Sagittarius. So let's get into this. Nine of Cups. This is about listening. For some of you, this could be relationship, because you have the King of Cups, Two of Cups, Prince of Cups, Nine of Cups, Seven of Cups. 5 cards of Cups. So that's your emotional center. That's your intuition. That is your, this is Neptune, right? This is Neptune in Pisces. This is like your dreams. So where are they leading you to? You have the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups. It says finding balance. And Pentacles and Cups are balances on the astrological wheel. They're on the opposite sides of the wheel, just as fire and air are. So this is balance. Balancing, working, and making time for your dreams and your desires. Your work is paying off, right? Because you have the Ten of Pentacles, so we know all the work is paying off. Let's get back into this. So, Prince of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Princess of Pentacles. Or Prince of Cups, Princess of Pentacles. And again, a lot of balancing energy here. The Prince of Cups would be the Knight of Cups. So make sure, Aries, that you're making time for yourself. Make time for some romance, whether it is a big romantic gestures in a new relationship or nurturing yourself. That is a romantic gesture as well. Princess of Pentacles. So get curious as to, you're building the foundation, right? The Ten of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. So you know success in that way is coming. Like, you know you're on the path to success, to having a life that feels, again, secure, that feels grounded, that feels abundant, right? But keep curious as to how you want to get there. It does not have to be all work, all work, all work. Two of Cups again, and again, another card of balance. Making time for joyful times, making time just to step back and to sit in to love, whatever love is for you. You do have the Five of Pentacles. And that comes just before the King of Pentacles. So there may be a phase where you feel like it's not going to happen. That's when you take a step back. That's when you take a step back and say, hold on. Maybe I just need to take a break and step away and get a clearer vision. Six of Swords means you're moving. Sorry, I keep hitting the table. Taking your thoughts and allowing them to be more direct and clear. So getting rid of the clouds in your mind, like even here, like they're above the clouds. Right? So they've risen above the chatter in the mind or the fog or the things we haven't been able to see clearly, rising above that and getting really clear. Then after that, you have the Wheel of Fortune. In that clarity, that's how you decide where you're turning the wheel of fate and destiny. And you get to choose which direction you turn that wheel. You can turn it back towards being uncertain, But I don't think so. You're moving it towards your wishes, your dreams, emotional fulfillment. There's a lot of cups here. Again, King of Cups, you have a lot of emotional fulfillment and foundational structural fulfillment. And they're all coming to you, Aries. This is really a beautiful reading. For this Five of Pentacles, this could actually represent a past version of you. This could represent some unresolved issue from your past making its way to the surface, where you didn't know if you had the ability or if this was even possible. These are big dreams coming into fruition for you, Aries. And they're coming in such a lovely way. It's just like the Prince of Cups, right? Like figuring out how to harness your emotions. So try to figure all that stuff, your emotions and your intuition. There's a lot of intuition coming to you as well. Making, again, the choices that you're making are the choices now that will determine your future, your near future and your future beyond. So make qualified decisions, right? Come from a place of, again, mental stability, getting above the chatter, getting above the fog. You've spent enough time, and we all have, right, in the noise and chaos. But this is your time to break free from that, so you can get really clear. And if you see these swords, they almost make a wheel, like the captain's wheel in a ship. And then you have the wheel of fortune. And even in the Five of Pentacles, there is a wheel. Whether or not you believe in signs or you look for signs, Aries, wheels, different types of wheels, compasses, and that kind of thing. That might be a sign for you that you're on the right path. You're on your way to big wishes and dreams being fulfilled. This is a beautiful time for you, Aries. Find balance there, right? Take time and balance. And again, other than the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter energy, which is it's Sagittarius, right? It's Jupiter. So that expands everything it comes in contact with, like the good things and the bad. Like, it doesn't just choose the good. And you have the Six of Swords, which is gaining mental clarity and moving forward with those thoughts. You have a nice balance of cups and earth, which again on the astrological wheel are balancing energies of each other. So you're on your way to balance. Maybe lean in a little bit to your sister Libra friends, as well as both Libra and Sagittarius energies have shown up today to guide you. So Aries, that is your reading for Mercury Retrograde. And we will move on now to, hello Leo. How is Leo? Well, that was a very interesting and wish and dream fulfilling reading for Aries. But now it's time for Leo. How are you? And Leo, you will be receiving Jupiter in June. We'll be moving into Leo. So yeah, again, there's so much fire energy, but let's see what is in store for our Leo friends, at least during this Mercury retrograde, right? Let's see. Too many cards, so we'll just make sure we get a clear card here for Leo. Here we go. Full moon in Gemini, right? Embrace the flow of life. Embrace the flow of life, Leo. There's your card from the Moonology deck. And let's see what the Tarot has for our Leo friends. What messages, Tarot, do you have for our beautiful Leo friends? So our Aries friends, that is a cardinal sign from at the very beginning. Leo, you are a fixed sign. You're right in the middle. And Sagittarius is mutable. We're at the end of the zodiac cycle. But let's see, Tarot, what do you hold for our Leo friends during this Mercury retrograde phase? Embrace the flow of life. And I love that, right? And Leo, you rule by your heart. That is your organ. That is your leadership. So embrace the flow of life, Leo. This is great. I love this. Leo, I was going to say your cards are coming in. 5 of Cups. Okay. That came before this. So let's see what else. We have 6 cards. I generally pull 9. Aries got 10 because Aries cards were just like, choose me, choose me. The Hermit, 9 of Swords. So let's see what else the cards hold for our Leo friends. And on the root, Leo, 10 of Wands. Yeah. So embrace the flow of life. And 10 of Wands is a responsibility, right? So let's see. 3 of Cups, King of Swords, King and Queen of Swords right next to each other. So not necessarily considered divine counterparts, but they are about alignment and clarity. Princess of Swords, the Moon, 5 of Cups, the Hermit, 7 of Wands, and 10 of Wands. So the root of the deck, 10 of Wands. So Leo, you can put down some of your responsibility. Life can't flow if we keep putting things on ourselves and do everything for everyone and don't do anything for ourselves. 3 of Cups, King of Swords, Queen of Swords. Right? Again, this is, you have the card, embrace the flow of life. And 3 of Cups is abundance. This is celebrating life. But celebrating life with the people who matter the most to you. Getting with those few handfuls of those few people that you hold tightly into your heart, that you know you can tell everything to, your trusted ones, and celebrating life with them. And when you do that, you get really clear. King of Swords and Queen of Swords. You get really clear. And again, like, he has cut through the clouds, and she's like, no, I'm just going to go sit on the cloud. Take your queendom place, Leo, and just like sit on top of the cloud, right? And if you even see here, she's got a mask in her hand. This is the only deck that I have, anyway, for the Queen of Swords that has a mask in her hand. So it's peeling off the mask, peeling off, you know, the responsibility that you're taking on that's not yours, that has been keeping you from the flow. She's literally peeled off the mask as if she has slayed the dragon, as if she has cut off the part of her that is keeping her from celebrating and being in the flow. Princess of Swords, the Moon, 5 of Cups. The Princess of Swords. So this would be the Page of Swords in the traditional tarot. So this is getting really curious about what clarity means to you and about the direction you want to go. You know, you've cut a slice through, and then you've risen above and you said, I've cut everything away. Now let me get curious. Let me lean into my moon self. And what is hidden underneath it there? What is in the very depths of you, Leo, that you haven't been looking at? And again, this could be something from your past that makes its way to the surface, that may resurface itself, that is asking you to take a look at it. Because it's probably in this review and release that you find the strength to move forward. Oh, that's the Moon card. I'm sorry. And the 5 of Cups. Always when we grow, there's a part of us that we leave behind. So kind of like, really? Like, There's some disappointment sometimes, right? And it even says like disappointment right at the very top. Sometimes we get so caught up in doing the things, doing the everyday things, that we don't realize that sometimes those everyday things that keep us caged. You have the Nine of Swords. That keep us from being full. And even on the top it says cruelty, right? So breaking away from the mundane, Seven of Wands, right? It's kind of like they're telling me fighting against the resistance. It's like you've been wanting to break free from routine and not necessarily responsibility, because it's not that you don't want to be responsible, but you're doing everything that everyone else is supposed to be doing. And you're not doing it for yourself. And you've been fighting that for a while. And here it is, the Hermit comes up and he says, okay, I'm going to tell you to do some yoga, right? Because there's the on here. But to find the flow of life, to find the celebration, what you should be celebrating, or what you feel like you're missing out on celebrating, to gain clarity and to peel off or cut away the mask and the nightmare, right? You have to get quiet. You have to go within. And you have to let these unresolved things from your past come to the surface. And let them come. Write them down. And let them come and write them down. And sometimes, Leo, one comes up, you write it down, and then another one comes up. It's kind of like, I'm kind of getting the feeling, Leo, that like the trap door is going to be open and this whole flood of emotions is going to come pouring out. This could be where this Five of Cups comes in from. And you have to look at that. And if you want help with that, by all means, feel free to reach out. And we can schedule a call for you. But there's also a lot of healing on the other side of that. And there's some forgiveness to yourself for not knowing what you didn't know, or by just life takes them from one step to the next to the next. And before you know it, like, you're the one who's doing everything. And then, like, wait a minute, where's my flow? Where's my balance? Where's my flow? Where's my harmony? Where's my celebration? It got lost. And inside of you, you know, like, if your mind is going crazy. Your mind is feeling it. And it may show up in your body as disease or dis-ease or stress, fatigue, frustration, being anxious, being unable to sleep, having racing thoughts. Go within, Leo. Go within. And this stuff will start to, again, I think though, Leo, you're going to have a lot of things coming up to the surface. And when they come up, that means they're ready to go. But if you push them back down again, you're going to repeat the same thing. Let them come up, Leo. Let them come up, let them go. And again, ask what the lesson is for you. So Leo, that is your reading for this Mercury retrograde. It's a lot. It's a lot, Leo. But you got this, right? You're a fire sign. Fire signs are baddies, right? You got this. Sagittarius. How is Sagittarius doing? This is your reading for the Mercury retrograde, February 26th through March 20th. And what does this Moonology deck hold for our Sagittarius friends? That was a lot. So a lot of intensity, right? So, and of course, though, fire signs would bring the fire. New moon in Gemini, Sagittarius, so think it through. Again, a lot of pausing. This is a pause. And Saggies, we don't like to pause. We just like to go. But no, think it through. Like, I probably needed this card on Sunday. But think it through. Get all the information first. But let's see what the tarot holds for our Saggy friends. Alrighty. we'll just, as the cards are sticking out, we'll just grab them. Tarot, what do you hold for Sagittarius during this Mercury retrograde phase? And our first Mercury retrograde of 2026. So hopefully it will clear the decks for the rest of the year. For sure, right? Okay, Saggies, and all your cards are face down. It's like, oh, what's the secret here? Temperance on the root of the deck. Temperance is your card. Sagittarians have the Wheel of Fortune and Temperance. Think it through. You're on the root of the deck, so this is about balance. And it's also about returning to you, returning to your natural abilities and instincts. But let's see what is the secret here. Nine of Pentacles, Prince of Pentacles, the Hermit, okay. A little, oh, and Five of Cups, okay. Queen of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Two of Cups, we had that, the Moon. Prince of Wands, so think it through. Yeah, so Sagittarius, you know balance. You know where you're going. You're going to a place. Let's push to the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles and the Prince of Pentacles. Let's pull all the money cards up here. It's been a while. Like, you are really ready for a financial breakthrough, and you know where you're going, right? Or at least you know what you want your result to be, and you know what tools you have to get you there. The Hermit, though, think it through, and then you have the Hermit. So take your time. Get really clear. You may have some emotional baggage from the past. Five of Cups and Three of Swords. You may have some emotional baggage from the past, Sagittarius, that is keeping you from moving forward or keeping you from realizing your potential. And this could be from thoughts from other people. From other people who say, like, you should, like, people tell me all the time, like, you shouldn't be reading cards, and, you know, and then you have a YouTube channel and you have a Instagram, you should be doing that. But I have to do what's right for me. And sometimes, yeah, I have to pause. I have to find my balance. I have to find, like, the art within myself and let that art flow out. I have to think it through. Although for me, it's not quite a thinking through. It's kind of like, is it a big fire or a small fire? This is breaking free, Sagittarius, from either where you've held yourself back or where you've absorbed other people's feelings about what you do and your worth. Your worth. Queen of Pentacles. I mean, she's just here in her little oasis, right? The Prince of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. This is success. This is success that you have created on your own. Your own inner entrepreneur is coming through in big ways. So, when people from the past, or thoughts from the past of people who said, like, you can't do this, you'll never have this or that, that's when you have to go back, lean into your inner self. Remember who you are. Making now, as you think it through, aligned choices that make you feel really good. You look at this card and you feel good, right? It just, anyone who looks at this card feels good. Anyone who looks at this card, like, no, there's a disassociation here. This complete disassociation. We're moving away from that. We're moving into these aligned choices under the full moon. So Saggies, we will be in Mercury retrograde in the full moon on March 3rd. Look at that. Be aware of that time frame. And then you have the moon card. We have the full moon here and the moon. Let your deepest desires, so unresolved things from your past, What about you haven't you let come forward? It's time to let these things deeply embedded within you start to be illuminated, right? Which path do you take? Maybe you find a way. Maybe it's not about parting a path, but maybe it's about joining the path. Maybe you've had a lot of separation from your own self. This could actually be a reflective, Sagittarius, of where you have been separated from yourself. And the Prince of Wands with some Leo energy here. Hello, Leo. So this would be the Knight of Wands. It says, no, bring your passion together. You are two parts of the same whole. Separation is not yours. Wholeness and oneness, merging and floating these together in unified passion, using the energy of Leo. And although the Strength card is not here, it is Strength. The next card on the root of the deck, and I'll stop the that because I don't want to pull all the cards, is the Magician, the Alchemist, which is also, Temperance is also the Alchemist. Reminding you, Sagittarius, you have it. You have everything within you to create. You are a self-made. You know what you need and you know what you want. And anything from the past that has told you weren't worthy or you couldn't do it or who are you to think that, that's gone. You're making new choices that are aligned with your inner magic, with your inner strength, with your new artistic expression. Lean in, Sagittarius. I'm going to tell you to meditate. I'm going to tell you to do yoga. Sagittarius, that is your reading for Mercury Retrograde. If anyone has any questions, put them in the comment box. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Share this with your fire signs to give them an insight as to what to expect in these next coming weeks. And until next time, I send you light and love. Happy Mercury Retrograde, everyone.